Hello, this is Kim here, the Divine Warrior Goddess, and I was inspired to make a video today about it's all perfect because, and this is a message from the angelic realm. I am not channeling, I am transmitting a message from the angelic realm for those that will resonate with it. And we all felt the need to come through with this message today because I've had a couple instances today where souls are having regrets about the way that something has went in their life, or something that they have done, or something that has happened to them. So we're here to remind you that absolutely everything is in divine order. Regrets are a lower vibrational energy. Doubts are a lower vibrational energy. So we're here to remind you that you have done nothing wrong and that everything is perfect. Because I think that's what holds so many souls back from receiving their love and their joy, because they think that if they did something differently, the outcome would have been different. And we're here to remind you that absolutely everything happens the way that it is supposed to happen. This is how it's designed. What you perceive as your mistakes are not mistakes. They are what we call learning experiences. And we come down here to experience, and we experience it all. So we will have things that happen. Someone very near and dear to me has regrets about the way that something was handled when something happened to their physical vessel, their spouse's physical vessel. They felt that they didn't get the proper medical care right away, and that things might have been different if they had done what they perceived that they should have done. And then this was unbeknownst to me, and this happened many years ago. And I try to explain that it all went perfectly. The human tries to hang on to their loved ones and do everything medically possible to save them, change them, but it all happens exactly the way that it is supposed to happen. That soul chose for that to happen. That soul chose when it was going to go home, when it was going to leave its physical vessel. And there is absolutely nothing that the human can do to change that. And with higher consciousness, we understand that it's all beautiful. And when we go home, when we leave our physical vessel, it's beautiful. It is not something to try to prolong. The human tries to control. And yes, we are souls having a human experience, but the more understanding that we have of higher consciousness, the more that we know we don't need to control it, because everything is in divine order. Everything is perfect. Everything is taken care of exactly the way that it should be. So I want to give an example of my back, because someone that I love has recently broken a bone and is in nursing care, can't walk for 6 weeks. Bones are where we hold our deepest programs. So this soul's higher self is assisting the physical vessel with releasing all of these programs, albeit very painful, but it's on a higher level something to rejoice and to know that it's perfect. It's perfect. It's happening exactly the way that it was supposed to. As I trusted with my back, which I was in severe pain for 3 years, as my Kundalini finished unraveling, even though I had had Kundalini activation and awakening 20 years ago, which was a profoundly magical experience. And all my gifts came through, which of course I've told you many times, we all have these gifts. They all will come forth eventually for everyone. And this is our natural state of connectedness to Source, to God, to whatever you want to call it. And then as we go further with our understanding, we know that we are this Source. We are actually connecting to our higher self. It's us, because we are everything. We are all a spark of the divine. So I'm going to admit that the pain was so intense. And honestly, I did not believe that it was going to last that long. And it was breaking down program after program after program, collapsing many timelines, and it was very intense. And I did tell my universe, I don't want to be here anymore. If I have to live with this pain for the rest of my life, I don't want to be here anymore. And I meant it. And then my universe came through with ways for me to assist myself with this pain, even though I had been going to a chiropractor and having acupuncture. There were other methods. And so the more that I used these other methods, the pain lessened. So my point is that when you talk to your universe, which is you, your higher self, you listen and you listen, That's the important part. Talk to your higher self and then listen for the answer and then follow through with what you get. If you're being told something and you don't listen, you might get what I call a 2x4 or a lesson, or you'll just stay in your misery the way that you were, and that's not fun. So it may not be what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear in order to move through whatever it is that you're going through. This can apply to anything in any way of your life. And we're all star seeds. We're all angelic, and the angels the angelic realm wanted to come through very strongly today to remind you of your purity. So I have this beautiful white orchid behind me to symbolize your purity. At our very core, we're all pure. There is no such thing as a dark soul. No, we're all pure source light. So if we trust in ourselves more, and I can tell you when I started this path, I did not trust myself at all. But I did trust my angels and my guides. And that's what got me through the darkest times. So that's how it starts, is trusting in something outside of yourself. But when you embody these aspects, it all comes within. It all comes from within. You are your angels. You are your angelic self. You are your galactic self. You are your star seeds. There's so many aspects that we fractal off, and we're here. This is an exciting time because we're here right now to embody all of these aspects. So I don't say that I'm channeling anymore because the angelic realm is held within me now. So I don't need to trust anything outside of myself anymore, because you know what? I know that my higher self, and you should know this too, will never let you down. Things may not go the way you want them to. That's because the human wants to control, and that is the ego. And the higher self trusts and knows that if something is meant to be for me, it will absolutely be. And it'll be better than what my human self wanted. Way better. Way more magic, way more love, way more peace. No more guilt. No more tears. No more. It's all perfect. It's all divine. You are a perfect being. You are a divine being. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. So trust and know that no matter what has happened in your life, it all went down the way that it was supposed to. I was in a long-term marriage that I thought would last forever. It did not. It took me years to get over that, even though I was already on this path. But I knew that it was not meant to be, which assisted me in stepping into my power. So if you acknowledge that, okay, maybe that job, that relationship whatever it may be, didn't turn out the way that you thought it would, when you look back at it and you see how it assisted you in one way or another, because it did, because it was all designed by you, by your higher self. So just trust and know. Feel secure. I'm seeing y'all wrapped up in a nice, warm, fluffy blanket, and feeling so safe and secure, because you are. And in the higher realms, you don't need a safety net, because you trust and you know that your universe, which is you, is going to take care of you in each moment in exactly the right way, without any interference or negativity in any way. Negativity is like not even a part of our sphere anymore, because it's all been removed. We've closed all those timelines out. So trust that whatever is happening to you right now is to assist you, even though it's not what the ego wanted. It's not what the human wanted. Your higher self doesn't care, because your higher self always knows what is best for you, because it's you. It's you in a higher dimension, in the highest dimension, assisting you to go even higher, assisting you in the death of the ego, which I have experienced many times, but in the last 2 months, I had an accelerated death of the ego, and it was quite intense. But I trusted, and I knew that it served its purpose. My human self even heard me, my higher self, say, I am dying. And I was very ill, and I felt like I was dying. But I knew, and I trusted, that it was the death of my ego, which was something to celebrate. So even though my physical form was very uncomfortable, it was a process that I had to go through, and I accept that. So I send you peace, love, and acceptance, and think of this orchid today, or when you watch this video, and think of it again. Draw upon that you are pure. You are purity in form. And all is divine. Everything is in divine order. It all goes perfectly the way that it is supposed to, every time. Every single time. And it is all to assist you as we ascend higher and higher. Your higher self does not want you to remain in the lower frequencies any longer. So if you look at everything from the higher perspective, instead of the ego perspective, you will see, and you will understand, and you will know. It's all perfect, it's all beautiful, and it is all divine. So we are going to leave you with that today, and we love you very much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for watching, and share if you feel it is appropriate.